Do you get confused with these terms, compiled language, interpreted language, and are you struggling to find an analogy from real world to understand it better? I will tell you a small story here. Let's say there are two people who are separated by a huge distance, and there is no common language that they both can talk in, and they want to communicate with each other, and that they want to do, let's say, like a old generation, through some letters or say email. So person 1 writes it in a language. Let's say the person 1 can talk in Kannada and person 2 can talk in Hindi. Now person 1 writes the letter in Hindi and send it to the person B. Now the first analogy is what happens if it is an interpreter based model or interpreter based approach. In interpreter based approach, the person who writes letter in Kannada will not translate it to Hindi at the source. They will send the letter as it is in Kannada, and the receiver will receive the letter in Kannada and goes to a friend who knows how to do the translation or interpretation from Kannada to Hindi and give that letter to a friend. Now the friend takes the letter in Kannada, reads line by line, and reads a line and convert it to Hindi and explain it to the other person. And this is exactly what happens in interpreted languages like Python and JavaScript. On the target machine, there is a friend who is helping it to convert to a language that that machine understands. Now let's say what happens in a compiled language. The same scenario, the person writes the letter in Kannada first and then goes to a friend and asks that friend to rewrite this letter from Kannada to Hindi and takes the Hindi letter and sends it to the friend. Now the friend don't have to hire any interpreter. The friend already got the language that they understand in, and the person directly reads it in Hindi. So where is that conversion happening? If it is happening at the place where the code is getting compiled or the code where the letter is getting written, then it is a compilation. If it is happening at the target, then it is interpretation. I hope this analogy brings immense clarity to you, difference between the compiled and the interpreted languages.